Good morning. The British writer C.S. Lewis titled his only autobiographical work, Surprised by Joy. Surprised by Joy. The title was a tribute to his wife, Joy Gresham, of whom Lewis, a confirmed bachelor most of his life, married in 1956 when he was 58. And both of the men in today's gospel were also surprised by joy. The man discovering a buried treasure, and the merchant finding a pearl of great price were alike. And Jesus is saying, neither of these two men thinks for a minute to the sacrifice that they are making. Jesus is saying, both think only of the joy of their new possessions. My story is, we had sold our business, and Karen and I decided it was time that maybe we give something more back. And so I got this tug that maybe I would like to become a deacon from my friend Jack Warfield back there. He was always pulling that tug. And as it turned out, I went to the formation program for 6 years and was ordained after that. And I can tell you, it's been a joy ever since. Sometimes hard, but it's still a joy. So we all pay a price to be faithful disciples of Jesus Christ. Of course, sometimes the price is high. But when we think only of the cost of discipleship, we make our religion grim and maybe even overbearing. In these two little parables, Jesus is emphasizing not the cost, but the infinitely greater reward. And over many centuries, a great chorus of Christian disciples who, like the men in these two stories, have been surprised by joy. And here is one example that was surprised by joy. Although through his 20s, the intellectually brilliant Augustine wanted to be a Christian, but he was not able to give up his life of indulgence. After God granted him the grace of conversion, Augustine wrote that what he had sacrificed for Jesus was nothing compared to the treasure he had gained. In his Confessions, he writes, "How sweet did it become to me all at once to be without those trifles. What I previously feared to lose, I was now a joy to be without. For you cast them away from me, you true and highest sweetness. You cast them out and entered in yourself, sweeter than all pleasure." So I say this, as followers of Jesus Christ, we know that discipleship has its cost, but we also know that it can bring joy. So, what are you holding on to that is keeping you from living the gospel with fervor and joy? Is it material possessions? Hopefully not a sinful relationship or a bad habit. Are you holding on the fear that if you give your life totally and completely to God, you might be missing on what life has to offer? Or you're holding on to the worry that others will judge you and call you crazy? Could be. Whatever it is that you and I are clinging to cannot compare to what God has to offer us. It is sad to lose the things we love. But it's even sadder to hold on to those things so tightly that they crumble apart in our hands. And if God is asking us to give something up for him, he will also give us the strength to do it. The strength to do it. He will place within our heart a desire that is so strong that while we will be able to sacrifice ourselves willingly. And like the people in the parable who discovered the hidden treasure and the pearl of great price, the result will be great joy. And the love of God is within our reach. The price to receive that love will be different on each of us, but it will cost us something. So, as we prepare to receive a gift which is all beyond all price, the body and blood of Jesus, let us look honestly at our lives. What is it that God is asking us to do without, so that we can follow him more closely? Let us offer it up to him together with the bread and the wine. Let us ask him to give us a deep and moving experience of his love and goodness, that we will desire to give up anything and everything to serve him. Then we will know the joy that comes from discovering the treasure hidden for many ages, but now revealed in Jesus Christ. And finally, as followers of Jesus, we know that discipleship can have its cost, but we also know that it brings great joy.